Thank you. The mute was still on. Good thing I checked my comments, you know. Okay, so anyways, good morning. I'll shout out all my friends and then I'll get back to you. So everyone's telling me. All the comments are catching up. So good morning to Mary, Susan, Mary Novak, Rosalyn, and good morning, everybody. Okay, so look at that. We have so many people catching up already. We've got Marcia and Jennifer, Sandy, Vanessa. So thank you so much to everyone. Okay, so I just had to catch up. Now I'm back to you. So my comments are over there. I don't know if that was in the mute or not muted section. So that's why I keep looking over there. But thank you so much to everyone who let me know that I was on mute. Obviously that would not have been a fun class had you not been able to hear what I was saying. So good morning. So happy that you joined me for this May paper pumpkin class. We have Mountain Majesties. So this is typically more of a masculine class. We are gearing up towards Father's Day, so that's what we've got in store for you today. Hello, Mary Ellen. Thank you so much for joining us from Montana. I'm so excited about these cards. I just photographed our upcoming June cards, so this afternoon I'm going to be working on some cover photos and stuff like that. But the funny thing is, we've got a class coming up that's very masculine as well. Again, shooting for the Father's Day and all that good stuff. But keep your eyes peeled for that because it is an awesome class and it made me real excited for this. So without further ado, we've got Paper Pumpkin for you. So check it out. Like I said, Mountain Majesties. This is the May 2025 Paper Pumpkin class. Oh no, there's been some really awesome alternatives. That's an amazing thing, but also makes me really nervous because I have no clue what I have in store for me. So we'll see. Yes, this class always ends with an alternative, so keep that in mind. You'll want to stay to the end when we create who knows what. I don't even know what's in the kit yet, so the box is a little crumpled. Put that off to the side. Actually, I'll keep it open to catch all of my remnants. All right, so what are we making this month other than Father's Day cards, masculine cards? Just know as we are going through that we have a bunch of extras on hand. So if you are interested, you can always reach out. Man, I'm struggling already. You can always reach out and let us know that you are interested in an extra kit, and we'll see what we can do for you. Got some tear and tape. Ooh, okay. Beautiful watercolor wash. Oh, got some hiders in there. Beautiful watercolor wash envelopes in, I'm assuming, Misty Moonlight. Oh, goodness. Petal Pink and Lost Lagoon, maybe? We'll find out. A ton of dimensionals. This is a huge sheet. So we'll put that with our adhesives over there. Got some sentiments to stamp. Whoa! Okay, so I love watercoloring, which I'm sure you know about me. so this is gorgeous. So we have a scene painted on this card base. More vellum. Wow. Printed vellum. That's cool. This is a beautiful scene. Holy man, this kit is amazing. Those are not vellum, those are just cardstock. And then here is our third card base. Then we have, thank you for being the person you are. Cute. Also cardstock pieces to punch out. Here are our stamps. So we have, to a wonderful man, you mean the world to me. Happy birthday. I love you. Best dad ever. You're the greatest. And happy Father's Day. So those are the stamps that we have included in our paper pumpkin kit. Then here's the lay flat of all of the supplies. Kit contains supplies for 9 cards and 9 envelopes, so that's 3 each of 3 designs. And then we have the coordinating dies that go with this. I think January, March, April, May, June. I think there's 1 month left. So they kind of release these in 3-month segments. So I think there might be 1 month left. Don't quote me on that. Ooh, look at that. All right. Okay, so these are the cards that we are going to be making. Just to let you know, the printing on this is not very true to color. So this is that bright petal pink color, and it kind of looks gray, if not vanilla, on here. So just be aware of that. Oh, cool. Sandy ended up with 2 kits. So we're going to be making some alternatives. That's an awesome idea. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of punching out. We've got the vellum here. Nice thick vellum. Okay, and then, oh, silly me. Coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors. Basic Black, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Pecan Pie, and Petal Pink. So there you have it. Wonderful color scheme. I like that. Okay. Then we have the cardstock pieces. Oh, this is a huge piece. Okay. Going to have to sort all these things out so I don't have just random piles everywhere. The trees are a little more challenging to pop out because they have so many delicate pieces. I do like to punch all 3 layers out at the same time just to kind of save a little bit of time. But sometimes with the very delicate pieces, I do have to do them individually. But we did make do. Okay. 2 more pieces. That pecan pie is such a pretty color. All right, so now I'm going to start sorting. Help give us some order to the chaos. All right, so we've got 3 different card bases. I can tell you, I know that these pieces go with this one. Oh, wow, this one only has some stamping of the birds, but with this sentiment piece, you don't even have to, it's just a lot of assembly. And I can see now why we have a lot of dimensionals. Okay, then over here, these larger rectangles are a layering piece. So we can punch those out right away. The pieces that we stamp on, I like to keep stuck in place. I mean, I think this just goes with, I think this is, I guess I'm not positive if we need all of these pieces because that would be 2 extras, and usually they give an extra when we are stamping on it, but that would be an extra. So we'll see. Okay, and then the layer here. Okay, so the green and the Lost Lagoon go on this piece. The pecan pie go on this piece. The green and the Lost Lagoon go here, and the, oh, okay. The, nope, just me. The Misty Moonlight piece goes on here, and the smaller Misty Moonlight piece goes over here, if I had to guess. Now, of course, I could change my mind as I'm doing this if I had something wrong, but I think that's it. Let me go grab my black. And Misty Moonlight stamp pad. Yes?
I think I got time to cook for dinner for your mom tomorrow. Is it a good day or not?
Yeah, I would say.
Tomorrow, or would it be better Saturday?
Why don't you do Saturday? Because Saturday, Dad and I are at a wedding. And she's staying home.
Yeah, well, I make enough for the both of them.
Oh, got it. Well, then, yes. Then I do tomorrow.
I'll do, okay.
Perfect.
Because she's not, like, gonna be gone tomorrow. She'll be home then?
Correct.
Okay, we'll plan on tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Does your mom like mushrooms?
Pause. Yes. Yes, she does.
Okay, good.
Excellent. Thank you. Sorry. Let me explain here. So, okay, here's the human side of things. Chris and I are cousins, and Chris's mom is my mom's sister-in-law. And my mom is on month 5 of chemo treatments, and Janet is not, so Chris's mom is not only caring and compassionate to boot, but she's an excellent cook. She used to be a home ec teacher, and she, her and her husband run a farm, and they farm to table. It's amazing. But obviously she does a bunch of grocery shopping too. But she has been making meals for my mom and dad this entire journey, and it has been so much of a help. And so she was just coordinating when and where and what Mom's next meal should be. So thank you for bearing with that. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, and This is real life. Okay, so here we go. We are back at it. Now, I noticed I missed a piece, which would look like it goes on this one. Okay, now we are starting with this card, followed by this card, and lastly this card. So now I'm going to move them out of the way. And we are going to stamp the birdies. Oh, wow. Okay, this one's got the majority of the stamping. So let's start with the Happy Father's Day. Okay. Now, normally, I would stamp these all the same, but I don't need 3 Father's Day cards. So, I'm going to clean the stamp off and switch that then to You're the Greatest. Is that going to fit? Just. I expected that it would, because they do try to make these things universal so that you can take what you want. So with photopolymer stamps, they can be movable, which is good, except for you want to be very cautious when you stick it on your block that it's not crooked, or not even crooked, but curved, because then your stamp will be curved. Okay. And this is where I think there's a bunch of extras. So I was not really counting as I was going. I really only need 3 because we are making 3 cards. So let's clean this up and move it out of the way. And then we need to bring the birdies in. And there are 2 different bird stamps. There's a larger flock, and then there's a group of just 2. Excuse me. There's 4 little guys on here, but a much smaller grouping. And if I am correct, we use the smaller grouping one more time. So I'll keep that one on, and we'll get all the stamping out of the way right off the bat. I have found that that just helps keep me organized while I'm making my pumpkins, so that is the way that I prefer to do it. So we will stamp the birds here-ish. And I'm gonna clean that, grab the little birds. And stamp those next.
Ignore the person behind you.
Getting snuck up on.
Right?
Okay, now the smaller grouping of birds is going to be over here. They lost their way. Okay, so I think we're done stamping for card number 1. Card number 2, we are putting birds up here. And then card number 3, we're doing a sentiment. Which I love how this one looks. Okay, so let's put the birdies back. So this says, "You mean the world to me," which I absolutely love that sentiment. I think that's such a beautiful thing to share with somebody. Now you gotta find 3 people who mean the world to you. And that is going to get stamped centered. Kind of over the little moony thing we got going on here. It is very hard to see what we got going on these card bases on camera because it is such a gradient of colors. All right, but I'm gonna call that done for stamping and get all of the stamping stuff out of the way so I don't accidentally make a mess or lose anything. Okay. New stamps are so nice and sticky, but I'm always afraid I'm going to just tear it. Okay. Go ahead and burnish your card base. All right. Now we have layers on layers on layers. So we want to, sentiment is last, but I just want to get this piece out of the way. Let's start with Father's Day. All right. So we have trying to make heads and tails of okay. So the things are labeled. Hello, Sherry. Thank you so much for joining us. The layers are labeled in the instructions. So we have A, B, C, and D. And then the sentiment has dimensionals on the back. So I'm going to start with the dimensionals. And then we have dimensionals on the back of piece D. Now when I do these kits, I don't always like to start new packs of dimensionals or tear and tape and stuff like that. I'll use what I have. And right now what I have is mini dimensionals. So I'm going to likely be using more than they show. And sometimes I like to do that anyways. But because they're smaller, I'm going to be adding more of them. So that is piece D. And then also on piece A, which is the vellum piece of Lost Lagoon, looks like the dimensionals are gonna go in the bottom portion of this one. So we'll do that. And then we have tear and tape on the cardstock piece of Lost Lagoon and the vellum piece of Mossy Meadow. Okay, so the tear and tape that goes along the Lost Lagoon goes up about 3/4 of an inch. Trying to keep these in order. And then the tear and tape that goes on the vellum piece goes along the bottom. Okay. Now, the nice thing about this is that you are just covering up printed pieces, so aligning the pieces should not be too terrible. And I'm also assuming that all the pieces align on the baseline of the card, but I don't know that yet, so let's figure that out. So the placement of the adhesive is very intentionally designed. Vellum is see-through, even though it has printing on it, which makes it a little less quote-unquote see-through, but you oftentimes see your adhesives through vellum. So that's why where they are showing to place the adhesive is quite important. Okay, then we're going to take the cardstock piece. This piece just had tear and tape on it because it's going to be elevated by the piece of vellum that's beneath it. Okay, then the next piece that we have is our Mossy Meadow vellum. And then we have one final layer of landscape, which is the corner of Mossy Meadow. Last but certainly not least, we have our sentiment. Which goes a little bit overlapping the final green piece, and then straight across the bottom. So pretty. I know it's always difficult to understand the layers on screen and kind of see them, so I'll do my best to show that off. But very pretty for card number 1. Now I will move that off to the side, and we will move on to card number 2. So card number 2 is the blue and black card. So we'll bring that into view. Okay, so step 1 was doing the stamping, which we did already do. I'm gonna lay the rest of the pieces out. Oh, I lost half the pieces. They fell off the side. Oh, maybe not. No, those are for the other card. Haha, just kidding. Didn't lose anything. Okay, so now, after we stamp, which we did, we are going to take our pieces and flip them over and start, well, I guess we only need one of each. Start putting adhesives on the back. And this piece, and this piece. Lots of layers. Okay, so on the sentiment, we are putting we are putting dimensionals on the back side on the left side. On the blank white square, we are putting embellishments on the top and bottom. Okay, then we have tear and tape for this piece, dimensionals on the tree piece, and dimensionals on the vellum piece. So we can start with that. Because there are a lot of layers to this kit, and because there are a lot of large pieces, and moreover large pieces that are holding up smaller pieces, definitely want to be generous with your dimensionals, because we want our cards to have integrity. We don't want them to fall apart or be saggy. So for that reason, I think I'm going to put an extra row of dimensionals behind this piece of vellum. So right here in the middle. Then we'll get out the tear and tape. Put tear and tape behind the printed mountains. We've got a strip along the baseline and then a strip along the top.
Make an announcement
We have an announcement to make.
that my paper trimmer is fixed.
That's an exciting
I
announcement.
haven't been able to really cut on it for about a week and a half or 2 weeks, which means that I wasn't able to cut the 12 by 12 DSP down to 6 by 6 for people getting product shares.
Got it.
So now I can cut the paper today.
Yay.
And product shares will probably
They can
mail
go.
out Monday for people who just
Woohoo.
got product shares by themselves.
Okay.
Nothing else that they're waiting on, right?
So that is a very exciting announcement.
The
The
blade.
paper trimmer was not serving us nicely
No, it was
these
cutting
last few
up-
weeks.
Up to an 1/8 tapered long.
So yeah, tapering is dangerous when
Look at
you
this.
have so much.
Look at
Oh, goodness.
how close that is
Yeah.
now. Like,
That's
it was-
perfect.
Oh.
So we were having some trouble with that, and one thing that I think Chris is incredible at is just quality control, and making sure things are designed in a very certain manner and then executed in a very certain manner. And
So if you're wondering why we've continued doing things the way we have to that note, guess who's been hand cutting all the paper?
yeah, so we've had to have extra help because, you know, the equipment was down. And people are incredible. They just jump in and help.
Hundreds of bases and mats by hand on a guillotine cutter.
Yep.
Yup.
And it happens, and no one complains. That's the best part. Like, that's okay. So when we were on the trip, one of the things that we talked a lot about is the experience of being together and the experience of bringing people together. And we have the best people. We really, really do. When things aren't going how they're supposed to, everyone jumps in and offers to help. And that's just such an awesome feeling. And for those of you that help, we appreciate and thank you. And for those of you who are a part of our customer community and our community in general, you all get the benefit of all of our friendly helpers just being gangbusters. So that's that. The guillotine is fixed. Thank the heavens above
And Tyler.
and Tyler.
Tyler's
Oh,
my
is he the one that fixed it?
Tyler's my maintenance.
Oh,
And it was
good
like-
job,
It
Tyler.
was like begging him to get it, and he finished it at 2:45 this morning.
Wow.
Poor
Hot
guy-
off the presses.
Poor guy worked until 11,
Mm.
and then I begged him to fix it when he got home. I'm like, it needs to get fixed,
Aw.
please.
Thank you, Tyler. So, during our story hour, all I did was layered up the vellum and then the printed piece. And now this tree piece, you can see quite clearly, has some blue hanging off the bottom, and that's not supposed to be there. You can actually see that some of the tree is cut off. So the die cutting on this one was a little crooked. So I'm cutting the bottom off because I don't want that sticking out. So there we go. Now we will go ahead and stick this in the corner. Boom. Okay. Then, thank you for being the person you are, and the white box. Oh, Sandy Coy Emery said she sent you a text about an error message on your website.
Okay, I'll look for it. Tell people that we finished all of the designing
Oh, yes.
last night at 2 a.m.
Who's we?
Me and
Okay.
myself and
I was like, who is crazy enough to stay up with you?
Well, Tyler was working on the machine, and
Oh,
I
perfect.
was working on finishing the last of the sweet classes design.
Awesome.
So, but that means that's all I've been doing for the last week and a half, like getting designing done. I've not
Right.
been in emails, correspondence, communication, sad face a lot. So people are amazingly patient, and I appreciate that. My goal is to work emails hard over the next weekend, like through the weekend. So,
Perfect.
So, and the showcase is tomorrow. You can let people know at 2 o'clock.
Sounds good. Also, I am quite certain that this is not right. So when we flipped this sentiment piece over, the diagram shows to place the dimensionals on the left side. However, I think the dimensionals are intended to be behind this left justified text so that it's on the same level as the white when both of those pieces get stuck down. However, when I flip this piece over with it being on the left side, now granted, yes, I did just say I want it on the left side, but when you flip this over, the left side becomes the right side. So when I flip this over to stick it down, I don't think, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think the intention is for this to be dimensional on dimensional. And if it is, because I don't mind that excess height, what I would do is put a double stack of dimensionals on this side, because right now this is just kind of like hanging on for dear life. There's nothing holding that on. So that, I guess, now becomes your decision of whether you want, like, I'm going to do the double stack on the left side because I'm not going to sit here and pick this off and hope that it doesn't tear. But just beware that I think that was either a mistake, or if it wasn't a mistake, we need to do something a little extra to make sure that this is not going to just easily tear off or be not how it was intended, I think is what I'll say. So now I'm putting a double stack on, oh, or was it maybe? See, because this is upside down. So it's just ambiguous. And basically all I'm trying to say is when you're doing this, just maybe be aware of what exactly we are trying to accomplish here, just so you don't end up with something that doesn't stick. Now, at the same time, things are difficult when you're doing them at an angle in front of you, so I'm not sure if this is crooked or not. It looked a little crooked, so just straighten that out a little bit. There you go. Thank you for being the person you are.
No,
Beautiful.
thank you.
Aw. Okay, and now, see, I think I made it crookedy uncrooked. I need to hold it like where I'm seeing it so that I can make sure that I'm doing it. There you go. I really like how this sentiment is framed up with the like offset larger rectangle. I think that's so cool. So card number 2 is in the books. Go ahead and clean up your supplies, put them away so that they don't get disheveled. And then we are on to card number 3. Again, step 1 is stamping, which we did earlier.
So I have lots of this pumpkin left. I think I have
I saw there's
7 or 8.
Yep, there's 8. I'm confident.
Okay, and I don't know if anybody's reached out to me. I haven't seen it yet.
Yes, so that goes back to the whole email thing. So,
So most likely they're available though.
at the time of the filming, there are likely a bunch of these available. So reach out. We're happy to help you out with that. Okay, so burnish the edge of the card base. And then, okay, so we have the big guy, pecan pie, with dimensionals. We have the misty moonlight vellum with dimensionals. Actually, and then we have the little guy, also with dimensionals. There you go. No tear and tape on this one. So go ahead and stick this guy full of them. Then with the vellum, again, we just want to make sure that we are keeping the dimensionals towards the bottom segment. Don't want any peeking out. And then on the last piece, just along the bottom as well. Now I think this, obviously we're not worried about anything peeking out of the edges, so I'm going to add just 2 extras. All right, then we have the joy of peeling off all these dimensional backs. These cards are very pretty. You are correct, Sherry. I am very much a fan of them. And they're pretty in a masculine sense. So, like, you're not going to send it to your dad on Father's Day and he be repulsed by it. It's not overtly feminine in any way. But they're very nice. I like all the layers. I'm a big fan of how these are designed. Alright, so get it nicely lined up on the baseline. Next we'll bring in the vellum piece. And then last but not least, the footer.
I have a song in my head.
Yeah?
Back in the New York groove. I'm back. It feels good to be cutting paper again. Oh my goodness.
Woohoo!
I'm back in the paper cutting groove.
So, I have one little embellishment that's peeking out. So, I'm going to try to steal that guy off. And that one was even... Oh, goodness. Okay. We're going to try, but I'm not going to promise. That one was even on the diagram. I think I just put it a little too high. Okay. 2/3 of it gone. We're in the home stretch. Okay. Now I'm going to stick a new embellishment where I know it's hidden. And close that guy back up. Oops! Okay, you mean the world to me. Done. Done and done. So, let's bring the cards back in the frame. Do you have a favorite? I do. It's the black and blue one in the middle. I love the sentiment framing, how that is. They all have the same, like, layered feel to it, so for that reason, it's kind of hard to pick a favorite. But this one with the trees, that one feels different, and I like it. I like it.
Mikey likes it.
Yeah, Mikey likes it. Like I said, I do also really like the sentiment here, you mean the world to me, so that's also very nice. Now, we have an alternative on the docket. What do we think that's gonna be? Wow.
Wow.
I lifted up the glass mat and I found a lot of treasures. I figured I'd find some dimensional backs back there, which I did. So, it was fruitful. Okay. Are we feeling inspired? That is the question. I like the first one, but they're all really nice. They're all really pretty, and the middle one. All right, so some consistency, some variability, all great. So let's see here. Oh, they're all vertical cards. Oh, interesting.
Sorry.
Got some ruckus going on back there.
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm trying to decide. Y'all know that I always like to slice and dice these cards to make some extras.
I'm coming, Sharon.
So, and then I also really like cutting the envelopes up because especially when they're watercolor, these envelopes are not safe. I will definitely be using them. So, what are we doing here?
Giving you peace and quiet. Bye.
See ya. What do I want? I think I'm going to make 2 different alternatives. Not like starkly alternatives, but I just want to like talk through some of the things that I'm thinking to give you an idea of what you could do. So for that, I think I'm going to take, okay, I need to get some paper. And I need to get a snack. I'm sorry guys, but the last 2 videos I really got the munchies during. So, okay. I'm trying to decide if I want the cards to be a top open or a normal open. It's such a minor detail, but I'm like hung up on it. I'm gonna start with this card. We're going to grab our cutter, trimmer, whatever we want to call it. And I'm going to score up 4 1/4. No. I'm going to score at 5 1/2 and cut at 4 1/4. My bad. Then we are going to cut this off of its card, which is not going to go very well because of all the layers, so I think I'm gonna, okay, something was not right about, something was really not right about how this trimmer just responded. It's okay. We'll get our paper. Normally when I'm downstairs I use the little guillotine color. I don't think I have that up here. So my apologies. This is now going to be a little bit of a chop job. I see the big guillotine. I'm gonna go clean this up. Okay. I also need some goodies. So, Oh, we are going to bring in some ribbon and embellishments. I don't even know what embellishments I have here. I just grabbed a stack. So, I am going to leave the first card as is, just adhering it to the card base. Hello, Suzanne. Thank you for joining. We just started cutting up cards to make alternatives. Spread that around just a smidge. And adhere it. I'm struggling with the angle of filming today. Let's do it this way. Sorry about my hair. Okay, so basically, there's the card. Nothing changed. Now, we're going to make something different. It's not going to be very different, but it is different. So, we're going to start by bringing in our card base, which is the other half of the thick basic white that we just used to reconstruct our other card. We're going to bring our paper trimmer back in. We're going to chop up this envelope. And we'll start going this way. Now, if I'm correct, you can just glue this onto a basic white envelope and zhuzh it up in that way. And then we're just going to cut this apart to get a piece of quote-unquote DSP. And now we can cut it at 5.5. And the next seam we cut off, we can cut at 4.25. Sounds like a familiar size now, doesn't it? We still have this if we want to do anything with that. And then the excess goes in the garbage. Sheesh. Okay, I think we'll go like this. Now this piece I'm going to take and I'm going to gently cut along the rolling hills. Now, unlike the original card, you're not going to have as many layers, but now you just created the opportunity to have a layer. So stick this down. Smudge it out a little bit. Okay. We have the hill and almost an empty sheet of dimensional, so we're going to go ahead and dice this up. Okay, now we'll take the backers off. See, this got a little... Okay, there we go. Now, if we're looking to kind of replicate, obviously it's not going to be exactly the same, but we can bring in a piece of basic white and stamp Happy Father's Day. We can stamp the birdies on. We won't have the sun, because that was printed into the background, but we can create a very similar card. So let me go get a piece of basic white. Actually, hold the phone. No need. Now I just need to dig for my stamps. Those are at the bottom. My block and stamp pad. So I hit my own finger and now that's a little, not crooked, but it's a little too far up. Flip it over. We're on the top one. Just a little better. Oh, and then chamois. Do some birdies. Excellent. Now we just pop this out. Obviously, you could put dimensionals on it and just stick it on, but now, at this point, I'm going to go a little off the rails. Not a ton, just a little. And I'm going to add some ribbon and embellishments. So obviously if you went ahead and dimensionalized this and put it on, you basically just made a duplicate. Very much. Nothing wrong with that. I just want to zhuzh it up a little bit. What is going on here? My vellum is really curling up. Don't know why that is. I also cannot tell which one of these is more straight. This, I feel like I'm at the eye doctor. Speaking of which, I really need to go to the eye doctor. I just cannot find a time to schedule it. Does anyone else struggle with that? Prioritizing, making time for the things that you know you need to do. This was dangerous. I need to put that away. All right, let's go ahead and add some ribbon to this party. My fingers are locking up. Okay. Nice tail there. You guys, schmoopsies. I put the tear and tape on the wrong end. Alrighty, take two. This little piece has adhesive on almost every square inch of it. Alright, so now we're going to go stick that down and then weave it back and forth. Hello, Melanie. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, I'll bring that ribbon scissor back in. And then I'm going to put... Okay, I'm going to stick another piece of tear and tape. Along this. Something that has a little bit more size to it, I would leave that on. However, we need some adhesive to go somewhere, so I'm probably going to have to peel that up. Oh my gosh, I almost just committed a cardinal sin. We do not want to use the ribbon scissor on adhesive. That is like a big no-no. And then we'll do one more. We definitely want to use the glue scissor for that. Uh-oh, uh-oh. All right, so here you go. Happy Father's Day. I do still want to keep this kind of crowded in the bottom. Because I don't want to just cover up this landscape line. Could have maybe put it up here, but I'm okay with it where it's at. It is very bottom heavy. Could have probably stamped the birds up higher to eliminate some of that, but it is what it is. Now I'm going to bring in some Stella. I think I'm just gonna Stella up the birds. So a little bit of embellishment there. Okay. And then let's see. This embellished the pressed flower motifs. Very much fits the theme here. The Secret Sea would look nice. Ooh. Neutral matte dots. Those are nice. We could put some butterflies up there. Or these low profile dots. Now I know pink probably doesn't feel like the right color, but because the sky is all that petal pink, that wouldn't be bad either. Yep, could have put the sentiment above. I agree. That could have gone like up there potentially. It's very well stuck down though at this point. So that thing is not moving. So now, is it the matte dots, which are stuck, or I think I'm gonna go with the pressed flower motifs. This poor little guy doesn't have a glue dot. He's
Just use a dot of glue. Show people how
stuck
to use
over
it.
there.
Do you know how to do it?
Of course, we
Just
can make
put
that
a little
happen.
dot of glue and use it.
I just need to figure out where I want it. Where do I want these embellishments?
Sometimes people think if there isn't the glue that they can't use it, but Paper Pumpkin makes some small little mini glue dots that sometimes work behind gems.
See? We conserve all of our gems, and this might be the reason why. Or not all of our gems, all of our Paper Pumpkin adhesives. Okay, so let's find a spot for some of these pressed flowers.
Oh, so that's what you're using. So here's the deal with the pressed flowers, in case people want to know.
There's a deal.
There's a deal. I got this.
Oh,
I got that.
Man.
I got that. I got that. And that's what I got. And it's not supposed to be like that.
No.
Stampin' Up! Has replaced all of these.
Wow.
But they're still, I can never use them to give to a customer.
Right.
And half of these are lost, they're sticky, and they're not supposed to arrive. If I go buy a product, it shouldn't be like this. So
Right.
Stampin' Up! Will replace it. And people have been having lots of problems with these.
Because they are heavy.
They're very
like when
heavy.
I picked this up, I noticed the weight of
Yep,
it.
they're heavy. So if somebody gets a package like this, you just call Stampin' Up! And they will replace it because it should not come like this. Just FYI.
Duly noted.
Public service announcement.
Very
And speaking
good.
of which, that's what they're working on downstairs right now, is kitting this stuff up.
All right.
Good to know.
So
Okay.
I'm looking to put, I'm just gonna call this a very bottom heavy card. That's just what it's gonna be. Like Melanie said, the sentiment, had it not been adhered with more adhesive than this earth has ever seen, I could potentially have put it up in the sky. This little pressed floral that does not have adhesive, I'm going to stick down here.
Oh, I cut it in half, and it's so close to perfect.
Perfect,
Oh,
see?
I'm so happy.
Tyler's on call for the tune-up.
I need to tell him how good of a job he did, and tell him I'll cook him dinner. That doesn't happen, Vera.
All right, so now here's the thing. Well, that one's never moving. Again, this is gonna be the card of adhesive. Now I need a third one because you need 3. 2 just is never gonna cut it. So I'm gonna take one more small one. I'm gonna try to make it stick. We got these crazy little motifs. So here's my last small one. And I think I'm gonna put it down here. So that was not so much an alternative other than, yes, it's not exactly the same as the card we made in the kit, but just a way to get more bang for your buck. Now, as promised, I will make an alternative. So let's put this guy off to the side. Put all of these. Yeah, they are heavy. They are metal. So that is why they're not made out of plastic or resin or anything else. But heavy, heavy, heavy. Okay, so now trying to envision what exactly I want here. We're gonna likely do a lot the same. We're going to, use this as the sky. But I also have something else up my sleeve for this one. So this is what we're taking. We're gonna bring in our cutter. And we are scoring at 5.5. Oop, not the cutting blade, the scoring blade. No one, not even anyone, has ever made that mistake before. AKA we all have, so don't feel bad if you do. All right, and then we're cutting at 4 1/4. Then we're taking some sort of sharp edge and making this card become 2 by simply cutting down the score line. Boom! Beautiful. Oh, come on. Okay. Make sure you line it at the top. If it's not quite perfect on the bottom, that's a-okay. It's more important on the top. Okay, that is the fastest card you've ever made in all of eternity. You have a card. Now you have a card base. Excuse me, you have a card mat. And we're about to have a card base. And we are going to make a scene. Not cause a scene, make a scene. Okay. Now, going to make the background by slicing and dicing this envelope. Okay, and you can cut at 4 1/4. by 5.5. Hello, Polly. Thank you so much for joining us. We are making an alternative. Again, we've got some extra. Put that up for safekeeping. We may want it, may need it, may use it, may not. All right, so there. Now we have that. And we have this. Now, what are we doing with this, you may ask? The answer is I'm not quite exactly sure. Just like last time, I'm going to cut the sky off. Because we have our own sky now. This one might work a little better this way. And now from here, I want to create tiles of sort. Like I'm envisioning making, you know, if you've ever sat on a love seat or a sofa and behind it there was this beautiful array of canvases that were like larger and skinny and then kind of like offsetting off of them. Well, that's what I'm envisioning. I'm just wondering exactly how I'm going to do it. And maybe I should not have cut the sky off of that because that might make this actually impossible. In which case, yes, I can put it back on if I need to. And maybe you don't even need this. Oh my Lanta. The indecision is strong in here. Okay, so do I have tape? I'm not actually sure. So I'm envisioning like a big rectangle in the middle and then 2 or 3 smaller rectangles off to the side. And maybe the big rectangle in the middle is more of this like empty space. The thing I think that I'm struggling the most on is the fact that this has a horizon line, and I don't want these pieces to just be cut out and then like haphazardly put together. And I do think I need to put the sky back on. So I'm not sure if there's just masking tape in here. Not even masking tape, Scotch tape. That's what I was thinking of. All right, well now I need to get creative because I can't just roll back time. So I think what I need to do is kind of create a band-aid. And who knows, I might not have this completely right. Ba-da-doo. Okay. So we're just going to pretend that that didn't happen. Now we're running into adhesive, but good enough. think you get the gist of it. That is a piece of tape, not a piece of paper. Okay. All right, now to create the illusion of what I am trying to create. Well, to do that, I think I'm going to draw on the back just to get an idea. This ruler is 3/4 of an inch wide. So I think the first thing, you know what? I am working on a grid, so let's use that to our benefit. Okay. The exterior most piece I want to be 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to draw that out. Now I need a pencil. At least I know where that is. If there's lead in it, there is. Okay. I'm gonna make a grid on the back. Once I figure out exactly what I'm doing or how I want this to work and look, I will help you understand what I'm doing, because I think right now I'll do 1.5 on the middle piece. That might even be too big. We'll find out. So if we do 1.5 on the middle piece, that's not even the middle anymore, is it? I think it is. I think this piece is just a little big. It's got a jagged edge on the side. Okay. And then we'll do, okay. I'm gonna start cutting. This is so dangerous. I can do it. Okay. To alleviate the pain, I'm gonna cut the backside. Okay, so I want to cut 1.25 inch off each end. That was not half. So we'll do 1.5 on this end. Okay. It sure didn't look centered. Okay. Then I'm going to cut probably like a 1/16 of an inch. Just a very little bit. Oh no. Stay still, my friend. And a 1/16 of an inch off of this one. And now is it actually a 1/16 of an inch I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know because, you know, we're just doing our best here. But basically, well, and if I had a guillotine, I'd know even more so. It's just a smidge. That's what we're trying to accomplish here, is just a smidge. And now my blade jumped the track. There we go. Okay. So we're basically just creating a window of opportunity. Okay. We're still crooked. Okay. Now on this side, I want to make it even smaller. So this one is just short of 1.5 inches. So I think I want the side pieces to be about 3/4 of an inch. Right now I've got a good 1.25 inches. So I probably don't want to cut that much off. I'll cut this down to 1 inch. And 1 inch. So now I need to decide if I want these to taper in height, like have this one, you know, 5.5 and these 5, or if I want to have them just be full length, which I kind of don't mind at this point in time. I think what I'm going to do is go get some basic black and try that. Okay, so if you feel like I am on the struggle bus, I feel like I'm on the struggle bus too. And I cannot find basic black. I can find a scrap of basic black, but I cannot find basic black. So take a deep breath. Can I make this work? Probably. I'll have to write this down in case this was intended for something. This is 5.5 by 3. So I'm going to cut this at 1.5. We're going to create a bridge. Okay. We're going to commit. All right, I want the smallest little bit peeking out on the side here. So roughly a 1/16 of an inch. And then, oh, I think I want this to be on dimensionals in the middle. So hopefully you won't see the fact that it's not a full piece of black. But it is what it is. It's what I have to work with right now. then we are going to take this piece and put our scrap of dimensionals down it. Just trying to kind of burnish down the cut line because it kind of was curling up. All right, we're doing it. Might be a great opportunity to use black dimensionals. Never thought of that. Okay, now we're going to take the dimensional backs off. Then we're going to continue that small little window type idea on the connection point. Okay, and just a little bit of trimming. Because something wasn't exactly the same length. Okay, so now we have this piece, which, thank golly, Miss Molly, I'm really enjoying. Okay, I'm gonna go to the guillotine for a second. Okay, there were just small little pieces that were hanging off and I didn't like that. So I wanted to make it nice and square and even. Wow. Okay, it has been a struggle, but we got here and I like it. Now, I want there to be dimensionals behind this piece. I really like how this sentiment is framed. Not quite sure if I'm going to accomplish that or not. Let me go back to my stamps. If I knew where they were. Oh goodness, my guys. So the other thing I was thinking is just doing another sentiment like this. A skinny little one, but we'll see. Oh, I found my stamps. Look at that, I found my stamps. Beautiful. You mean the world to me. So man, I've been obsessed over that. Happy birthday. Oh, a happy birthday might be really nice in a circle. I love you, best dad ever. You're the greatest. Happy Father's Day. Okay. So let's do, see, black dimensionals. What a beautiful thing. Go. It's the small things make you feel accomplished. Just gotta stick it down and decide we're gonna go with it. Anything we come up with can get figured out from here. Okay. We're making it happen. I'm a fan of this. I'm a huge fan of this. Okay, so now we need to give it some purpose. And what is that purpose? We need a sentiment. Either up here or down here. And then, do we do some birdies? Put some birdies up there. Oh, that might be nice. Okay, and then of course ribbon, which I'm digging this a lot. And some embellishments. Okay, it's happening. I want to do You Mean the World to Me because it just is speaking to me. And I want to put some birds up there. So let's just do that. I feel like You Mean the World to Me is going to go right down here. I don't know how yet, so then I want the birds to go here. Just to let you know, stamping on an uneven surface, as in a surface that has dimensionals under it, is not advised. We did it anyways. Okay, now I need to continue my quest for things that I can't find and look for some vellum. Okay. And memento, or stays on. Would you be surprised to know that I could not find the vellum? But I did find this cutout piece of vellum, ironically. And I'm wondering, yes, You Mean the World to Me is not going to fit in this. I know that. But does Happy Birthday fit in that? Or To a Wonderful Man? Sure does. So let's do some basic white. And are we stamping it in memento, I think? Sure are. Okay, I need to find some basic white. I can't get the sentiment out of my head, so it might be the one I need to use and just figure out how to do it. At this point, we're just playing, okay? So, bear with me. love tearing. It's an old school technique that is coming back, and I'm here for it. Oh, I like that down there. Okay. That might be, I don't know why, but I just like this circle, but this is not circular, so I don't need to bring that in. So I could elevate that. I could include some ribbon in that. I could also, or otherwise, use this piece. I like that. Okay. Hello, Nancy. Chicagoland, very fun. Skipped the kit, then saw what everyone was doing. Just got 2 of the refill kits. Can't wait. So, if you are having major regrets on not getting the kit because you love the stamps, like you mean the world to me, sorry, you will see in the replay that I've been obsessing over this sentiment. We do have some extras, so if that is what you are seeking, you can always reach out to us and we can help hook you up with a kit.
Wow, you're still alive.
I know.
Holy Moses, what does this alternative look like?
Well, that so far.
Oh.
I'm struggling to find things sometimes, and that's okay.
Did you find the paper cutter in the drawer?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, good.
But, well, we're getting there. Okay. Cutting. Okay. So now part of me was wondering if I should have gone ahead and stamped on this, but I like the pop of white. So we'll see. Go back to our black dimensionals. They are where? I don't even have that big of a mess. How am I losing things? They're right here.
Okay.
Crazy. And this is a double stack on the left-hand side, because we want to be catching that layer. I am intentionally placing this not all the way to the edge of the white, not all the way to the edge of the left, but somewhere in the happy middle. You know the other thing I thought of? I did think I wanted to put ribbon beneath that, but alas, here we are without the ribbon. It's all good. Okay. Now, this is one of those things that I can't let go. I'm gonna put some ribbon behind it without tearing the card, because that would just be sadness. Tear and tape. Nancy, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I missed out on the kit with the bees, and that went off like
You know what?
crazy.
I had a customer who no longer wanted the refill. So, right time, right place. I heard you say that you're looking for a refill. I don't have the stamps, but I have the refill.
I have the refill.
Okay, so you wanted the stamps.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
that's okay.
Thought I could.
It's all good.
Okay,
It
girl.
wasn't meant to be, right? That happens. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do like that. But yes, you can always check with us. There are not always, but oftentimes we may have some extra, especially the closer you get to the actual class. Like if you find this video 5 months from now, good chance we don't have kits left. But at this point in time, we do. Okay, now we got some ribbon under it. I like that. Now we need some embellishments. So I'm gonna go back to the motifs, I think. Although this has more black in it. Ooh. Well, okay, our options just keep getting better. These are the adhesive backed sparkle gems.
You found them.
You had me at sparkle.
Okay, you can do a little sneaky peek if you want.
Sneaky peek?
Because I use those sparkle gems. They're out on the top because I used them on these nature-y cards. They're stars in the sky.
I was jonesing about that at the beginning of the class, talking about stay tuned because there's hot off the presses.
Yup, those were done at 2:40 this morning.
2:40. Well, you did a great job.
Thank you.
See, this is why you stick around through all the craziness, because here's an exclusive sneaky peek. Okay, so I just added some Stella to, oh my gosh, she's crooked. You guys, she's crooked. Okay. Stella was added to the trees, and we'll go ahead and put some on the birdies. And now we are going to add some embellishments. Really put the finishing touch on this card. Okay. You guys, I struggle with randomly placing embellishments. So I'm not sure that I did that quite right, but you know. That's what we're gonna go with. So, for those of you that stuck around to the end, I really appreciate it. I was a little lost in the sauce for a little while, but I think we did it. I think this is a card that we can be proud of, an alternative we can be proud of. Let's do some damage control on the workstation. So that we can consider this. Look it, we finished up a pack of embellishments. Woohoo! What a good feeling. All right, so we have alternative and original. Let's go like this. What do you think? Okay, so I love that card so much. But I actually really love this card too. And the beauty of this is they're the same card. So with the kit, I mean, and we could have made an alternative on this one too. But this is all from the same kit. We just used the back of these cards, put them on their own card bases, and shabam, we got lots of cards. So, what do you think? Thank you for hanging with me until the end. I pray that you believe that it was worth it, that you were inspired by some of the craziness and some of the chaos that was going through my mind, but we did it. While you're done, or while you're looking at these, I'm going to queue up these cards. See here, is there a way for me to, okay. So this is an upcoming class. It's called Scenic Adventures, June 2025. I previewed it just a smidge at the beginning. but here are the cards in store for that. So look at this. It's just beautiful. Love that. And last but certainly not least, I mean, telling you, if you have men in your life that you need or want to send cards to, this paper pumpkin, great. This card class, even better. I mean, can I say that? Like, these cards are stunning. So I was photographing. I'm making, what's it called? Cover photos this afternoon. And I was like, wow, these cards are so good. So, so good. So, enjoy that sneak peek. Stay tuned. I think we've got 4 or 5 classes that we're going to be publishing very soon. So, enjoy. Hope you're looking forward to that. Thank you for being here with me today. And I pray that you have a wonderful day, a great end to your week, a great end to your month, and an excellent June on store for you. So sending lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs your way. I'm back. So comments keep coming in throughout the month, or throughout the feed after there's probably like a 20 or 30 second delay. So Carolyn, the bee stamps. So this is the May kit. The April kit was the alcohol ink, and then March would have been the bee kit. It had, I can tell you. It was this kit. It was the Daisy Daydream, March of 2025. So that was the kit that I was referencing. And let's see if there was anything else.